There comes a point in every great cycle where a club has to make the hardest decision in football. Not the decision to spend money, not the decision to change a coach, but the decision to replace a legend. Barcelona have lived this moment before. They replaced Ronaldinho. They replaced Xavi. They replaced Iniesta. Each time the question was the same. How do you replace someone irreplaceable? Each time the answer ended up being the same. You find the next generational talent and you bet everything on them. Robert Lewandowski's time at Barcelona will end. Maybe this summer, maybe next, but the clock is ticking and everyone inside the club knows it. And the moment it does, Barcelona will face the most important striker recruitment decision they have made in over a decade. Get it right, and the project Hansi Flick is building continues on an upward curve. Get it wrong, and everything that has been carefully constructed around Lamine Yamal, Pedri, and this young core starts to crack at the very foundation. There is one name that solves this problem completely, and one name that does not just fill the gap Lewandowski leaves, but actually elevates the entire project to a level Barcelona have not seen since the peak Messi years. That name is Erling Haaland. In this video, we are going to break down exactly why Barcelona should do absolutely everything in their power to sign him. These are the reasons Barcelona need Erling Haaland. The first thing you have to understand is what Haaland actually is as a footballer, because a lot of people reduce him to a goal machine and leave it there. Yes, the numbers are absurd. He scores at a rate that makes every other striker in world football look ordinary by comparison. But the reason Haaland is so uniquely perfect for Barcelona specifically goes much deeper than the goals. He is a center forward who is built to finish the work that elite wingers create. His entire game is about positioning, timing, and clinical execution inside the box. He does not need the ball at his feet for 30 meters of space. He does not need to be the one orchestrating play. He just needs the ball in dangerous areas at the right moment, and he will do the rest. Now look at what Barcelona have around that center forward position. Lamine Yamal pulling defenders out of position on one side and Rafinha doing the same on the other. Pedri finding the pockets between the lines and threading passes into dangerous spaces. Barcelona's attack is essentially a machine designed to create exactly the kind of chances Haaland devours. The fit is not just good, it is almost frightening in how perfectly the pieces align. The second reason Barcelona need to go all in for Haaland is the generation he belongs to. This is crucial, and it is the thing that separates this conversation from a simple, let's sign the best striker available discussion. Haaland was born in 2000, which makes him a perfect fit for a long-term project for the Catalan giants. Barcelona are building something that is designed to last not 2 or 3 years, but an entire decade. If you are going to invest in that kind of long-term project, you need a striker whose best years arrive at exactly the same time as the best years of the players around him. Haaland's peak is not behind him. It is not even fully here yet. We are watching the beginning of what could be the most prolific striking career in the history of the sport, and the years between now and 2030 are going to be the absolute height of that. Barcelona inserting him into the middle of this young core does not just solve the immediate problem of replacing Lewandowski, it gives them a foundation that could define the next era of the club entirely. And before we continue, because this point is absolutely worth sitting with, just imagine the combination on the pitch for a second. Lamine Yamal cutting in from the right, leaving 2 defenders in his wake and finding Haaland arriving at the back post. Pedri playing a perfectly timed through ball into the channel and Haaland getting there first every single time. Because of that relentless engine and that incredible sprint speed, Rafinha picking up the second ball and crossing first time into a 6'4" striker who wins every aerial duel in the box. If you are a defender watching that on a Saturday afternoon, where do you even start? How do you organize against that? You cannot, and that is exactly the nightmare Barcelona should be trying to create. If you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, go and do that right now so you never miss out on our content. Back to Haaland. The third reason is about what Haaland does to the Champions League picture. Barcelona's relationship with the Champions League in recent years has been painful to watch. A club of that size, with that history, with that level of talent across the squad, should not be going out in the rounds they have been going out in. And the honest truth is that in the biggest knockout games in Europe, you need a striker who can carry you when the team is struggling, who can take one chance in a tight game and convert it with the composure of someone who has done it 1,000 times. Haaland is that player. He has scored in Champions League knockouts under enormous pressure. He has delivered when Manchester City needed him at Wembley, at the Etihad, at the Bernabeu. He knows what those nights feel like, and he does not shrink under the weight of them. He grows. Barcelona needs someone in that center forward position who makes them legitimate Champions League contenders again, not just participants. Haaland makes them that. The fourth reason is the one that will make some Barcelona fans uncomfortable, but it needs to be said directly. If Barcelona do not sign Haaland, someone else will, and that someone else will almost certainly be a direct rival. Real Madrid have been circling South America American talents, but a player like Haaland, a left-footed natural 9 with that kind of profile, fills a very specific gap in their attack that they have not yet properly solved. PSG have the financial power to make almost any move they want. Manchester City, if they ever get their own situation sorted, would obviously want to keep him. But the point is this: in the market for the best center forward on the planet, there are always multiple bidders. And Barcelona cannot afford to be the club that had the chance and looked the other way. Letting a generational talent of this magnitude end up at a rival is not just a missed opportunity, it is a competitive catastrophe. Barcelona have been on the wrong end of that story before, and the scars are still visible. The fifth reason Barcelona should pursue Haaland relentlessly comes down to what it signals to the world about where this club is going. Ever since the financial troubles became public, ever since the salary cap restrictions started biting, there has been a quiet narrative around Barcelona that the golden era is behind them, that they are a club managing decline rather than building a future. Signing Haaland does not just improve the squad, it demolishes that narrative completely. It tells every young player in the world that Barcelona are still a destination. It tells rival clubs that the rebuilding project is real and it is serious. It tells the fans who have been patient through difficult years that the club is genuinely ready to compete at the very top again. Great signings are never just about football. They are about identity, ambition, and the statement they make to everyone watching. Haaland at the Camp Nou makes a statement that no press conference, no rebranding, and no financial report ever could. Now, is this easy? Absolutely not. Haaland's wages are significant, and his release clause or transfer fee, depending on when Barcelona move, will be one of the biggest numbers in transfer market history. We all know that Manchester City will not simply open the door and wave him off. There will be competition, complications, and conversations that test every relationship and every financial boundary the club has. None of that is a reason to stop. All of that is a reason to start the process earlier, plan more carefully, and commit more completely than any rival is willing to. Barcelona have found ways before to sign players that seemed financially impossible. When the will is truly there, the structure follows, and for a signing of this magnitude, Lewandowski gave Barcelona exactly what they needed at exactly the right time. When he arrived in the summer of 2022, the club was in a complicated place, financially strained, still rebuilding after the Messi departure, and desperately needing someone to walk into that dressing room and immediately make the team better. He gave everything from the very first week of Pichichi in his debut season. He even gave them a La Liga title with his fingerprints all over it, and beyond the individual awards and the personal numbers, he gave Barcelona's young players something that no academy can teach: the daily standard of what a world-class professional looks like up close. Every single training session, every single match day. Robert Lewandowski's contribution to this Barcelona project goes far beyond the goals he scored. He helped lay the foundation for the generation that is about to take over. And for that, the club owes him a send-off that matches the size of what he delivered. But sport is ruthless in the most honest way possible. It does not wait for the perfect moment. It does not pause to let you say a clean goodbye before the next chapter starts. The next chapter of this project does not belong to a player in his late 30s. It belongs to a player who is about to enter the most devastating years of his career, surrounded by teammates who are doing exactly the same thing. Erling Haaland is that player, and Barcelona should do absolutely everything to make it happen. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Barcelona can realistically pull off a Haaland signing? Get in the comments and talk to us. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content.